what's the one core mindset belief that somebody that you've seen that wins in the finance game, that wins at not just paying off the debt, but then going on to create financial freedom, to create generational wealth? What's the mindset that this person holds that everybody else doesn't have?
Yeah, man. They live in the future. They live in the future. They live as if they already know what their 6 year, 7 year, 10 year is supposed to look like. And they live like that. They live, hey, listen, in order for me to be like that, I can't be spending money in the now. I can't be buying things that aren't of value, right? I can't be buying cars that are going to put me in debt. I can't be buying clothes that are, are too expensive, are out of my my budget, right? And they live in the future. They live in the and they from that. I heard a great saying, man. You got to pull yourself from the future. So you got to act as if you're 10 years older right now, and you're pulling yourself to that 10-year mark, and your 10-year-old self, or your 10-year old, future self. What is he saying to you? He's probably saying, bro, you really don't need that car. You really don't need this. You really don't need that. Maybe you should focus in on paying this off, or investing here and investing elsewhere. Chances are, man, our self right now, where we are right now, we would love to have a conversation with our 10-year-old self in the past, and you probably redirect where you are right now in life, whether it's good or bad, right? But sometimes we wish that we can talk to ourselves 10 years back and say, man, this isn't where this is what you should be doing. This is how you should be living. This is how you should be eating. This is how you should be working out, right? And so that's what I've realized. People who are advancing faster than most, they are living in the future, man. They are living in, where they want to be in 10 years. And they know for some reason that what they're purchasing now isn't something that's going to help them get to their goals and dreams, And so, yeah, and they use that from listening to people who've gone through it, man. I think, there are books out there, there's audios out there that are written by people who've experienced and overcome situations that we're trying to overcome. So we need to be listening to these podcasts. We need to be listening to these books so that we can better our generation, our next generation, right? And our kids as well, too. So
I love that, man. What's the saying there? We use money we don't have to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like. Right? And it's like, if you could, instead of doing things for the acceptance of other people, begin to live your life in the acceptance of the 10-year version future of yourself. You familiar with the Solomon paradox?
What is that?
So it's this concept that we are better. Solomon, right? King Solomon, wrote the book of Proverbs, obviously one of the, the wisest, richest man of all time. If you see the end of his life, though, like he really kind of fell off. He didn't live a great end of his life. He had everything. He was, on God's heart, like just all of these great things. But his life towards the end of it was just disastrous. Well, we point to him as this source of true wisdom, but the man couldn't coach and counsel himself. And the Solomon paradox is that it's a concept or belief that we are better at giving advice to others than we are at giving advice to ourselves. I mean, most people know how to get in shape and they'll tell other people what to do. Most people know how to save money and they'll tell other people what to do. Most people know how to get a great relationship and keep it, and they'll tell other people what to do. But when they look at their life, it's like their life is in shambles, right? So if we could begin to actually maybe have conversations, there's a great content creator out there, Alex Hormozy. A lot of the audience is probably going to be familiar with Alex. He talks about this practice that he has where he literally opens up a Word document and has a conversation with the 85-year-old version of himself. He'll say, hey, Alex of 85-year-old version, I'm struggling with this right now. What do you think is the best piece of advice? And he'll go back and forth. And this is kind of like becomes one of his biggest mentors. And I think it's speaking so true to what we're talking about here. Begin to live in the future. Begin to look back from the future at what you're doing today. Is this the best decision? Is buying the gas grill going to set me up for 10 years down the road? Or can I get a George Foreman? You know what I mean? It's like these little kind of things, but it's us, like you said, thinking into the future. I talk a lot about the men that we work with, right? We need to have a vision for our life that we can live without pornography. So once again, all these principles of success are universal. What's going to help you in finances, going to help you in your fitness, going to help you in your recovery. It's going to help you in your faith. It's going to help you in your family across the board.
It's really funny you say that, Frank, because my dad, growing up every New Year's, man, you brought me back, man. You brought me back to when I was a teenager. Every New Year, he'll sit us down on the 30th of December, and he was like, okay, we're big on goals. In our family, we do goals for everything, man. We love goals. We love achieving our goals. And it was because of this conversation that he had with us. He would sit down with us and say, okay, Eric, I need you to write a letter to yourself for December of the next year. And I need you to title it like this. My name is Eric Ortiz. It is December 30th, 2000, the next year, 2000, in this case, 2024. I am currently, this size, when I was working out, I'm trying to hit, I'm currently at this size. I am running this amount. I'm, all the goals that we have. And to this day, we do that. And we say, today, my name is Eric Ortiz. This is December 30th, 2024. I am completely debt free. I have $1 million saved up. I have kids' education for all my children. They're all saving at least $40 a month. Now they have 50,000 in their name, like specific goals for each person and each thing, and talking to yourself in the next year, right? And so December 2023 or 2024 comes out, we get that letter, we read it, and it's surprising to know that most of the time you've accomplished 80 to 90% of the goals on there, right? But the key is he would have us put that letter on our bathroom window growing up. So anytime we go to the bathroom, whatever, it's right there, and we're looking at it, and then throughout the year, it's crazy to think at the end of the year, like I said, 80 to 90% of the goals that we've written out have been accomplished, right? And so that has been something that we've done, and I'm going to start instilling it to my kids right now because they're 5, 2, and 1. But when they get a little bit older, we're going to put that together as well too, So yeah, man, you got to have them.
I love that. And I think, the key there is you're writing it as if it's happened, right? That makes it tangible, and that makes it's real. You talked at the beginning here about what keeps people from failing. It's like not having a plan. Well, there's your plan, right? If you know exactly in a year from now where I'm going to be, not where I want to be, where I am going to be. And then I think it's so crucial that you saw it every single day. Most people, they'll write something down on January 1st, they'll put it in a notebook, and they'll just store it away. And then, maybe they'll look at it in April after they've already given up on the plan. Maybe they don't even ever look at it again until they pull the journal out to write the next year's plan down, right? They're like, holy shit, I said I wanted to do that. Why didn't I accomplish any of it? But having it smack dab in the middle of the face every single day. I talk a lot about the reticular activating system. This is the part of our brain that shows us what we tell it to be important. Well, if every day I'm looking at where my finances are going to be 12 months from now, that's me telling my brain, my subconscious, that is important. So my brain is going to work and operate when I'm not even aware of it to bring those things into existence. Who do I need to know? What opportunities do I need to explore? Who do I need to have on my team over here? What job do I maybe need to start? What side hustle do I need to get going? What things in the basement or in the garage do I need to sell? You'll begin to look and figure these things out just subconsciously because you're telling your brain every single day, hey, this is where we're going to be in 12 months from now. We better make it happen. Dude, I love that, man. I love that so much.
That was so cool, man. And the best part of it was when friends came over and they saw it, they're like, dude, this guy has direction. This guy has goals, I got to start doing this, And we have some buddies that we've grown up with that they're starting to do with their kids now, So it's awesome, man. I would say try it. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? That you accomplish 40, 50% of the goals you put on there,
You'll be a lot further away than where you are if you accomplish none of them, man.